Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the SUGS Weekly Video. I am Bordner and I'm joined with Joel Oleson.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us today, Joel.
Thanks.
We are in Vegas at the SharePoint Conference 2009. And I'm going to ask Joel a couple questions and he's on his way out. So we're going to make it very quick. And so first of all, how have you enjoyed the conference?
The conference has been awesome. Best conference I've been to in probably period.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It is. It really is. So you guys that haven't been able to make it out here, try to make it out here next year if you can. It's really so much. First of all, Joel, if you had to only pick one thing that would be knocking the socks off of the IT profession that's new to SharePoint 2010, what would that one thing be?
I think the PowerShell and the flexibility of PowerShell. When I first was looking at PowerShell, I thought that it was going to be hard and we'd have to learn scripting and stuff like that. I'm not afraid of it anymore, and it's not because I'm more of a developer.
Right.
I do think that the commandlets themselves, it's not about writing scripts, it's about flexibility of parameters, and it's just simply learning what those commandlets are and how they work, and really being able to do much more with the farm.
Absolutely.
And much more control.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense.
List scale, let me throw one more.
Okay.
List scale is so important. Like, we used to get hammered all the time with, oh, lists don't scale, and so we can't deploy it. So it completely blocked deployments at times because it's like, well, they didn't like the way, the technical limitations around how you would have to scale out to it. Sure, you could have 5 million items, but it took the PhD of SharePoint to figure out how to get the folders and get the right metadata or the right UI for it to work with.
Sure. Okay, exact same question, but we're changing roles. What's the one thing that's new to SharePoint 2010 for the developer that's really going to knock their socks off?
The rich integration with Visual Studio is definitely the one I would give them. F5 debugging, the checkbox to push stuff right into the team foundation, the Visual Studio 2010 stuff, and create a workflow, all those templates. It's all that stuff in Visual Studio is going to make it tons easier for the developer. And it really just embraces SharePoint as a pure development platform.
Awesome. Same scenario, last role. End user. I'm an end user. I might not even know I'm on the SharePoint platform today, but how am I going to benefit from upgrading to having it upgraded to 2010?
End users are going to find the stuff you see on the screen. You know, those pages, when they're editing pages, when they're working with things, the Ajax, the Silverlight, you know, video inline, it's simply that what I'm talking about, and to count it as one, is what you see is what you get, and that seamless experience of editing, the hover, all that stuff that went into Office, the previous version. Now we're seeing that stuff on the web, and I think that's what's really hot, is being able to bold something and just seeing it bold, changing the font, seeing the font, making the page, copying, pasting from Word, and actually getting that, not just the text, and not getting funky tags. Might be some challenges, but still, I think that's going to be huge for the end user, saying, wow, what I see is what I get. So the WYSIWYG page editing type experience is going to be so much better.
Awesome. Okay, so a lot of members of the user group are asking, listen, my organization's on 2007. You know what? It's pretty tight. We're loving it. We've learned our lessons and we're doing it correctly, and it's really helping us out. Now 2010 comes out. What's in it for me? Why should I upgrade?
For the IT Pro?
For just anybody, say you're talking to a potential client or a client, and they're asking you, Joel, you set up this 2010 or 2007 environment. It's solid. Why should I consider?
So beyond the features, number one, it's a seamless upgrade. So you can upgrade the binaries and the users don't even need to know. And then you can take advantage of those features I even mentioned. But two, it's the social stuff. It's going to just light up. It's going to be, it's like this whole platform just turns on, and now you can leverage all these new features without impacting the people who are already on there. And getting all the high availability and the offloading. There's so many reasons to upgrade. And it's not like, oh, we'll have to shell out a bunch of money for more licenses. You've already got the maintenance agreement with your EAs.
Right.
Better to do it now than later.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking about, you know, RTM obviously.
Right, right.
But start playing with it. Because there are tons of benefits. It's a no-brainer. Because it's not just an incremental service pack. This stuff is new stuff, and you've already got licenses for it.
Yeah, perfect. Well, Joel, thank you so much for your time here today.
Thank you.